Section 2, Wealth. Chapter number 2, Wealth and Happiness. Happiness is a state of being. Most people in spiritual circle are aware of the fact that happiness is a state of being. You may have all the riches in the world. You may be the wealthiest man alive. But at the same time, you may be very poor inside. On the other hand, you may have nothing in terms of material wealth but may feel tremendously rich inside. कबीर जी से यस कोई बैठा कुटिया में बांसुरी बजाए कोई बैठा महल में आंसू बहाए कैसे कैसे लोग कैसी तकदीर. Translated, this means one person lives in small little hut but plays the flute and enjoy the bliss of life, and he is in the seventh heaven. Alongside, there is this other person who live in huge palace and has all the wealth in the world, but finds himself very poor, much depleted, and wanting more. Prior to prior to SSY, 25 years ago, I was in similar state. I recollect those days and myself and my friend, all of us would go out very often. We would drink and smoke. Our whole life was devoted to partying. I could not even imagine life without drinking or smoking. I used to wonder what is the use of living if one does not drink or smoke. That used to be only thing that gave me enjoyment. On many occasions during our drinking session, after we had downed quite a few drinks, I would always question my friends and they would question me in returns if there was something more to life. This question hunted me for many years, but I got no answer. Finally, I would end up saying, "Okay, chunk it. Let's drop this philosophical banter and drink some more." This continued till I accidentally happened to undertake the SSY training. I joined to give company to my mother so that would get cured of all her illness without any medication. However, I feel more than her. It was I who got back my life. My search ended there. My question ended, and new search began. The search within, and this is what SSY has given me. Since then, I have never ever looked back. At the time, at that time, on the initiation day, Pujya Guruji asked all of us to take on oath that we would do advanced retreats once every 2 months. 4 days of silence. That is the oath I took. And till today, I have kept that oath. I think that is the reason why I feel such abundance today. Inner cleansing leads to outer abundance. After all, there are no boxes. Our inner and outer world are not just interconnected, they are one. I recollect story once say read a king went to Mohalla Nasruddin, asked him what is happiness. Mohalla said, if you want to know what happiness is, come back tomorrow with 1 lakh rupees and in exchange I will give you happiness. The next day, king went back and 1 lakh rupees. And just at that time, a boy came and snatched that suitcase away. The king ran after him, panting, chasing him for a long distance, but could not find the boy. He sat under a tree, feeling very angry and upset. Just then, Molla, who had been following them, reached him and asked him what happened. The king replied that he was very disturbed because he had lost 1 lakh rupees. Hearing this, Molla took out this bag and gave back the 1 lakh rupees to the king and said, "Here your 1 lakh." The king was extremely happy. Then Molla spoke to him thus: "All right, I have given you happiness as you wanted happiness. Now give back the 1 lakh." When the king come to Molla with 1 lakh, the king was still looking for happiness. So the 1 lakh was not the cases of his happiness. When he lost his 1 lakh, he was tremendously sad, and when he got it back, he was very happy. But happiness was definitely not in 1 lakh, it was just a feeling. What does the story implies? To have a peak, a valley is needed. To feel happiness, unhappiness is needed. To know the divine, the world is needed. The world is just a valley. The man was the same, the bag was same. Nothing new had happened. But now the king said that he was happy and fine, and just a few minutes before that he was miserable. However, nothing had actually changed. I would like to narrate story quoting Dr. Winnie Dyers. Happiness is an inside matter. A 92-year-old blind lady, immaculately dressed and with meticulously done makeup, goes into hotel and asks for a room. A hotel manager explained that it would take around 30 minutes for the room to be ready. Meanwhile, he described how the room is laid out and how the curtains are, how the furniture is, etc. The wonderful, vivid description get the lady very excited, and she said thank you to him for giving her such a beautiful room. To this he replies, "But madam, you haven't seen the room yet." With the simple playing on her lips, she replies, "Sir, happiness is never after you get something. Happiness is what you experience just before you get something you decided to have. Moreover, it does not matter how you have arranged the furniture. What matters is how I have arranged my mind. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at the change." Here we come to end of this chapter number 2. I thank you.